And for more, let's welcome in former Louisiana running back Emory Hunt. Start in Carolina. Baker Mayfield, 9 of 15, 2 touchdowns against Buffalo, threading the needle. How did Baker look to you in the Panthers preseason finale?
He looked efficient, man. I think when you talk about Baker Mayfield, you're talking about efficiency. Can he keep the offense on pace? We know they have a ton of weapons out there on that offense, in the backfield, on the perimeter, at tight end. The offensive line will be improved. They just need stable quarterback play, and I feel like a healthy Baker Mayfield gives them that, and that's what we saw out there on the field from them in his preseason ballgame.
Emory, how badly does he want to stick it to Cleveland in week 1?
If he can go 1-16, as long as that one win is against the Browns in week 1, he'd be fine with that. But I know Baker Mayfield wants to go and take this team to the playoffs, but definitely wants to go out and show Cleveland, hey, you gave up on me too soon. We've seen this over the course of NFL history. We saw it with Y.A. Tittle. We saw it with Fran Tarkenton. We saw it with other quarterbacks across the NFL landscape. Jim Plunkett, to name another one. So Baker Mayfield looks to be the next in line of guys that were given up on too early, that were high star-studded quarterbacks. So I'm excited for him. I'm excited for this Panthers offense because I believe in talent trumps everything, and they have a ton of talent on both sides of the ball.
Well, he certainly earned the trust of Matt Rule, and he really doesn't have to worry about anybody behind him in the current situation because Sam Darnold was carted off the field Friday night, reportedly suffered a high ankle sprain. So certainly Baker will have a long leash when the season starts, because after losing rookie Matt Corral to the Liz Frank injury, the only other healthy quarterback on the roster is P.J. Walker. So Baker is QB1 in Carolina heading into week 1. In Seattle, the QB1 battle coming into focus. Drew Lock tossing 3 interceptions in their preseason finale against the Cowboys. Emory, after seeing the way Drew Lock played, is a no-brainer for Pete Carroll to name Geno Smith the starter?
In my opinion, yes, it is a no-brainer because the team has already told everyone else that they ride with Geno Smith. They appreciate what he does on the field, off the field. They rock with him within the locker room. They like him as the leader. He's been in that offense. And every time you look up, as talented as Drew Lock is from an arm perspective in terms of how far he can throw, how much velocity he throws with, how much swag he got, so much athleticism he has, it always ends in turnovers. And he can't avoid the bad mistake. Now, tonight, some of the turnovers were not his fault, or some were his fault, but the fact that they still count as turnovers, I think he's a QB2 here. He lost that job to Geno Smith. To me, it was Geno's job to lose to begin with. Geno's a little bit more conservative in his approach, and he's a very solid quarterback on a roster like Baker Mayfield that has some sneaky talent. So you can't turn the ball over if you're going to try to win with this run the ball, play defense type of approach. You need someone that can protect the ball, keep you in positive down and distance situations, and Geno gives them that more so than Drew Lock.
So Geno Smith facing Russell Wilson in week 1 on Monday Night Football. How about that?
It's going to be fun to watch, man. Not for the Seahawks, because I still think the Broncos are too strong overall, but it'll be fun to watch to see those two quarterbacks that were in the same room together go toe-to-toe.
All right, now let's get your winners and losers from the 4-game preseason slate on Friday night. Start with your winners.
My winners, I have to go to New Orleans, have to go to Jameis Winston, America's quarterback, and that football team. Just seeing him out there, the last time we saw him was, in October, I won't say Halloween, and he was out there throwing darts to Jarvis Landry, to Chris Olave. You saw Marquez Callaway get out there and start in place of an injured Michael Thomas, and he felt comfortable out there. You saw Alvin Kamara still be himself, and we may see him now for the full season. So this Saints team was a big winner because Jameis was out there fully healthy. And I would also go with Sam Williams, the rookie defensive end for the Cowboys. Got a sack, got a TFL on Geno Smith as well. So him playing well gives the Cowboys another solid bookend to rush the passes. So to me, those were the two big winners of tonight's preseason action.
All right, there you go. As for the losers, who didn't help themselves out in their preseason finale?
Mac Jones didn't help himself out. And this was something I was watching play out the entire preseason. You want to see the wild plays from Mac Jones, and he sort of played the same way he played all last season, which was solid, but there was still something that left you scratching your head like, man, they could be a little bit more dynamic in that regard. So for me, tonight's game just didn't help out his cause. I hope he gets better moving forward because they're going to need him to be dynamic in an improved AFC East. And speaking of the AFC East, the Buffalo Bills defense, they lost 21-0 to the Carolina Panthers, but I was more disappointed in how this second wave of defenders just couldn't get to the quarterback. They got depth there, man. Buffalo, to me, is a clear-cut front runner in the AFC East, but I wanted to see that depth, that second string, those reserve pass rushers get to the quarterback. I wanted to see those reserve defensive backs get to the ball. They didn't force any turnovers tonight against the Panthers. They didn't get to the quarterback at all, and that was just a bit disappointing for me because I know this Bills defense can be significantly better 1, 2, and 3. We talk about their depth chart and what they will bring to the table once the regular season begins.
Yep, regular season begins less than 2 weeks from now as the Bills and Rams open up the season at SoFi Stadium on September 8th. Looking forward to it. Emory Hunt here on CBS Sports HQ breaking it down for us. Thank you, Emory. On Saturday, 8 games on the preseason slate, and the preseason Kings are back in action. John Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens, they've won an NFL record 22 straight preseason games. Not only winning, they're covering an eye-popping 21-1 against the spread, hosting their D.C. neighbors, the Commanders, as 6-point favorites on Saturday night.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.